Groups of alumni members who review and select winners at the regional, provincial, and national levels. All nominees who submit their application within a region are considered for that region's recognition. All of the regional winners within a province are then considered for that province's recognition. And then finally, each of the provincial winners, so totaling 5, are considered by the national committee for the national winner. There are a number of items that awards reviewers will consider as they evaluate the applications. On your screen, in this order of importance, is what reviewers will be considering when selecting the Collegian of the Year. So first up is fraternity involvement. That doesn't just mean officer roles within your chapter. It also includes committee involvement locally, regionally, provincially, and or nationally. So really make the most of that to highlight all of your fraternity involvement. Second up, you have your attendance at interchapter fraternity events, including but not limited to Grand Chapter Congress, lead schools, lead summits, provincial lead conferences, whether you've assisted in regional, in-person, or virtual initiations, involvement in starting a new chapter, etc. Third is what your goals are as a member of the board of directors if selected as the National Collegian of the Year. Again, as Gracie mentioned, we're going to discuss the board position in further detail as we go along, but that is a strong part of this application, and therefore that's weighted higher up. Next, we have the degree of leadership exhibited in Delta Sigma Pi. So this is where you tell the committee about your fraternity involvement beyond just listing it out resume style. Next is your university and community involvement and leadership. Our Collegians of the Year have been and should be well-rounded and involved in their collegiate experience and be able to bring that to their role. Sixth is scholastic aptitude and GPA. Part of being well-rounded is excelling in the classroom as well. And then finally, there's an opportunity to add some additional supporting documentation. There's no obligation to upload any additional documents, just to submit the application, but there is the opportunity to submit things such as letters of recommendation. Other criteria that will be considered include, in no particular order for these, the ability to represent the fraternity on the National Board of Directors, leadership ability, dependability, responsibility, honesty, integrity, and sincerity, moral character, personality, and professional attitude. A nice short list.
So now that you have kind of an overview of what goes into the application, what specific do you need to complete the application? So first, I just want to note that by now you should have received an email with a unique link to your personalized COY application. If you don't believe you have received it, check all of your known email accounts and spam folders. If you still can't find it at that time, send an email to awards@dsp.org, and the central office staff may be able to assist you. Please do not wait until the last minute to check. The staff really wants to ensure that there are no glitches with your application due to the hub transition. Which, speaking of, just one thing I want to note really quick, since you've been nominated, at some point you should have received 2 emails with that link. The first one is a correct working link. That initial email you got right after being nominated, that link works. The second email you received, the link does not work. It'll try and take you to the old hub. So just be aware of that as you're going through those emails, that initial link will be the one working. But again, any issues you come up with, you can always reach out to awards@dsp.org for extra help. So your application will contain basic contact information such as your name, address, phone number, and membership information such as the chapter you were initiated at and the date of your initiation, as well as your expected date of graduation. Again, some of this information will come pre-filled, but others you will have to input yourself. After that, it will also ask you for your Delta Sigma Pi activities, positions, and honors, including offices, committee positions, or other leadership positions you have held in Delta Sigma Pi, like Andrew earlier. You'll want to indicate when and how long for you held each position. Also note any local/chapter, regional, provincial, or national honors you've received. This should also be where you list and describe any regional or national fraternity events you have attended. These can be Grand Chapter Congresses, leads, and other large fraternity gatherings. Nominees should excel outside of the chapter as well, so discussing any involvement in other extracurriculars Leadership roles and/or honors are part of this application. This includes any employment or internships you've had as well leading up to this point. We also want our Collegians of the Year to excel within the classroom, so some academic information will be asked as well. Nominees are then asked to complete 2 essays, one that will discuss what your plans would be if you're selected as the National Collegian of the Year. The other is to describe what makes you a leader. Both essays are where you have the opportunity to discuss not only your experience, but also how you view this role as a board member candidate. There is a third optional essay that serves as a space for any additional information that the nominee would like to share. Finally, there is an opportunity to include any additional documents, such as letters of recommendation, to support your application, and a form to release your transcripts. Please do not send your transcripts to the central office directly. You just need to complete the release. And none of these additional documents are required, so don't let waiting on an item such as a letter of recommendation stop you from submitting the application as a whole.
All right, so let's get into the decidedly fun part of this.